If you work from home, have a busy job, or you're just trying to get your life together, you've probably looked up a million different productivity hacks. But a planner only works if it's tailored to your brain. Today, I'm going to take you through the exact system I use to stay on track. So, what I use is a mix of physical tools, digital tools, I have a custom Notion, and all of this helps me stay grounded, especially with severe ADHD. Whether you want to start a checklist for the first time, or you want a routine that doesn't feel like a chore, here is how I set everything up to keep my mind calm and organized. So before we even touch a planner, we need to talk about the hardest part of the day, which is rolling out of bed and actually waking up. If you have ADHD, then you know that going from sleeping to actually waking up and being a functioning human is one of the hardest tasks for us. You know as soon as you wake up and you start scrolling that there's no planner, no matter how good it is, that will save your day. So the secret for me is actually eliminating the gap between waking up and moving. I try to eliminate as many steps as possible, and part of this is not keeping my phone next to my bed. I found that whenever I was keeping my phone next to my bed, I would literally just roll over and start checking things, not even scrolling. I'd just be like checking text or emails, and it would literally take me like an hour to realize I was doing that. You need to build yourself a foolproof morning schedule before even trying to execute a schedule. So once you're up and rolling, that's when we can actually start looking at a plan. And the biggest mistake people make with daily planners are thinking that these are only for tracking your appointments. And it's not only for your appointments, it's for the tasks that you want to have done by the end of the day and what wins you want to have done by the end of the day. Whether it's a massive project at work or just a specific chore you want to get done, putting it on a piece of paper is a physical reminder that you need to get it done. So to keep myself from dropping the ball, I break my planner down into 3 separate layers. Number 1, the physical planner. This is where I physically write down all of my daily tasks. A lot of these tasks actually repeat every single day, but there's something tactical about knowing I have to write them down and cross them off that keeps me moving forward. Number 2, online planners and calendars. This is strictly for my work schedule. This is where I jump on to see what meetings I have to join, specific work tasks are due, and by what time, or if anything new has popped up on my schedule. Number 3, connecting it all to my phone. I make sure my online calendar is connected directly to my phone. That way, the literal second I open up my phone in the morning, I can see exactly what is going on for the day. Now, having a physical planner for all these things that you want to do is great, but you need to make sure you're allocating the proper amount of time to be doing these things. And that's where time blocking comes in. If you haven't heard of it, time blocking is just giving yourself a set window of time to focus on one specific task. As soon as that window ends, you either have to have it done or move on to something else just to keep yourself efficient. But let's be real, every single day is different. Things change constantly, schedules get messed up, and hyper strict time blocking can become really hard to maintain. If your schedule is too rigid, one minor disruption can make you want to throw your entire day away. Because of that, I don't micromanage every single minute. I just kind of make a rough estimate of how much time I think something might take. So for example, instead of listing every single tiny micro task inside a strict hour block, I keep it broad. So for instance, I'll block out from this time to this time, I'll be working, or from this time to this time, I will be going to the gym. So it kind of gives you a good framework, but without being trapped by a clock. So this brings us to the nitty gritty, which is checklist and my Notion setup. Notion is my personal favorite thing to use because it is 100% personalized to you, and it's also completely free, which I know we all enjoy. There are plenty of options out there, but this is what has worked best for me while managing a full-time job for the past couple years. With Notion, I like to start broad and then hone in deeper once I figure out exactly what I want. So first, I like to start with the 5-year goals. So I start with my big picture financial goals, health goals, and personal goals. For me, that looks like I would like to have X amount in my bank account in the next X years, or for health, I want to consistently be eating X, or I want to hit X amount of followers or hours on my YouTube channel. But you need to remember that life does change, and these will also change over time. Next up is the yearly targets. These are the things you do every day that you can count on being there for the upcoming year. For example, I want to go to the gym X days a week, or I want to travel to X place, or I want to lock in and set a night and morning routine over the next few months. Last is the day-to-day blueprint that I use. This is the part that has helped me tremendously with staying on task and managing ADHD paralysis. I literally map out my week from start to finish, every single morning and night. I have a basic guide that I follow on my Notion, and it helps me feel completely relaxed because I know I'm not missing a step just because my brain got distracted. Inside this dashboard, I have a tailored schedule for when I want to work, record, and upload my videos. A day-by-day track for the gym, it's completely tailored to my life. Even with a great Notion setup, there's going to be days where you look at it and you're going to just freeze. Your brain's going to be completely overwhelmed with thoughts and ideas. You want to start, but you literally cannot choose what you need to do first. When this happens and my structured planner doesn't work, that's when I start to use my brain dump. This is kind of like my general journal for me, except I don't journal just my feelings. I journal literally anything I'm thinking that I probably need to write down on a piece of paper. I don't really organize this, I don't keep it formatted, and I don't really care about my handwriting. It's just something that I know I have it written down in. What's helped me with this though is I do number the days. So like if I want to go back to a certain day where I had a certain thought, I know it'll be like on a certain day. If there is only one thing that you learned from this video, I want it to be that productivity is to please you, not to punish you. A lot of productivity content that you see out there makes it feel like if you miss a day, fail to cross off a checklist, or disrupt your routine, that you failed. But life is so unpredictable. Things change, things fall apart, and that is completely normal and entirely okay. The whole reason I designed my system to be a mix of like physical notes and digital notes and like my personalized Notion, all of that is to kind of guide me with relaxation, but not to be like a set amount of rules. If I have like a rough day where I don't even look at any of my planners once, I don't beat myself up. I just find my footing again and try to do it better the next day. To tie everything together, I usually keep 2 or 3 physical notebooks next to my desk. So number 1 is my work notebook. So this is anything work related. It's kind of like my journal, but everything work related that I might have that day that I also need to write down. And then also what we talked about before is the general brain dump journal, just for everything in general. At the end of the day, your planner and checklist system doesn't have to look like anybody else's. You just have to make sure it works for your brain. If this was helpful to you, let me know in the comments what kind of system you use, or if you're gonna try out some rough time blocking. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.